Together, and the person scoots to the side. One way of getting them off is you can now kind of normalize it a little bit by having the person do a flip. Two parts of the body going in the same direction. The arm comes across and the leg comes across. And this is the end result. The best lower back stretch any rider will ever get. And then you have them pick up their head and they slide off.
You know, we couldn't see that right here. Can you do that one more time? Step in front of us.
Okay. Back support. A leg helps this one. The other leg, you bring the legs together. You have the rider sit to the side. Arm over to twist the upper torso. Leg over. And you do a flip. I'll actually demonstrate this on the horse. Okay. If that's not something that you can do the fireman lift coming off. One person on either side, hands behind the back, take the leg, scoop the person off. Another way you can do it is to take the person off front ways. Some people that are small will never do this. I've done it. I like the flip better because you've got the weight on the horse. Okay? So, they have asked me to demonstrate the lift. I will tell you that I am here for the afternoon. If you want some more specifics from wheelchair to transferring, I'd be happy to do that. We'll pick a little place out here and do that. Donna, I have to hold it over to now. Okay, so I have Megan here. I have a volunteer here. I'm going to have the volunteer come over and stand by Megan at the block while I go check the horse's tack away from the block. And we want to make sure that we make this as comfortable for the horse as we can.
Which isn't a bad thing to do it twice.
Yeah, I keep going out and down.
I'm too old for that. This is an old thing.
I like how she ties it from the because they get on the first thing they do is they reach for those rings. I have to have this.
She unties them before you watch.
Okay, for everybody doing that tack check over there, it allows me to make sure my safety stirrups are on the right way. It allows me to make sure the girth is tight. The initial tack check, that the bridle's on correctly. If you need to make any changes, that's the opportunity to do it before your rider gets up on the horse. So now I feel like we're comfortable. I'm going to ask my offside volunteer to be the offside barrier so that this forms a channel for the horse to come through. I do have a portable block. I can pick it up and move it, but what we want to do is to get the horse used to coming through and standing next to the block. Let me just go explain a little bit more since I'm not going to have the microphone. So once I get the horse here, we're going to say hello to the horse. We're going to undo the reins, and so they no longer have the knot in them. It keeps them up and safe, so they're not loopy. And I'm going to ask the rider to mount, go up the block. I'm going to go up with her. I'm supporting her at the hips. While she looks like she's fully capable of doing this mount, I've never done it with her before. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I'm just going to lightly put my hands on her hips. If I support her back, she can go to one way or the other. If I support her hips, I've got her body if she happens to go to one side or the other side. So please know that this ring of bones is your friend when you're helping to support the body. Okay, when we get up on the block, I'm going to have her take the reins in her hands, and I'm going to have her put her left foot in the stirrup. I'm also going to verify with the offside person that he is holding the stirrup down so that the saddle doesn't rock as she goes to put weight in. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to support the front of her foot. Has anybody had anybody put their foot in the stirrup and the stirrup goes, woo? And so now you have a problem. If you get your leg in there, you can support and not allow that foot to go forward. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand on the back of her, right behind her knee. Flat of my hand down there. As she goes to mount, I don't want her kicking the horse. That's his go button. That's where it says, let's go, let's do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my hand ready to help if it is needed. If it's not needed, not a big deal. If it's needed, it's there to help pick her leg up and have her go across. My hand follows her leg, and then I take the cantle on the other side with my hand. Therefore, I have now got a place that if she sits too far back, she's sitting on my arm. And I can now push her forward. Has anybody had a rider that's mounted behind the saddle? This will take care of that issue. I've had it happen. You don't want it. You now have them in a place that you don't want them to be. And it's really hard to get them back out of that place. So, if you take your hand and you follow it on the back of the leg, you can be there just kind of not even touching, but just available. You can follow that leg up and over, sit down, take the cantle on the other side, and then have the person sit down. Okay? So let's see it in action. Okay, as she brings the horse in, she's turning around so that she can position the horse next to the block. He's square, that's where he's most stable. Walk out, and my back is square in the back. Get a little more square in the back.
He said, that's good enough. Apparently not.
See why I didn't want to mount her with her leg back there? That she's very unstable.